All right, everyone, please welcome onto the podcast today Kewal Dhariwal. He is the executive director for ICCP and handles all of our TDWI certifications for us here and at our conferences as well. I'm excited to talk to him today about our TDWI certification track. I hope everyone is going to be able to learn a lot from this process, as well as potentially how easy it is to attain these certifications. We'll see. Maybe I'm giving away something here. Maybe it's not as easy as I think. But Kawal, thank you so much for your time today. I do appreciate you coming on. How are you doing? And if you could also share a brief background about yourself, that would be terrific.
Sure. Thank you very much. Well, I just got back from two trips, one from China and then one from Tunisia. So I do
Wow.
work right around the world. We spent 3 weeks setting up test centers and authorized training centers in both of those countries. So my background has been in education, and I've also had my own consulting company running since the 1980s. Let's put it that way. But I've worked for major corporations like Canada Post in Canada, for Ford in Detroit.
Mm,
I worked for the largest insurance company in the world out of Lloyd's of London in England, computerizing them way back when. And so yeah, I've had a very varied career and worked for companies such as Infosys in India and IBM across the world. So
amazing.
ICCP tests everywhere in the world, and I'm its executive director and have been on its board of directors as Canada's representative, but now I've been the executive director for many years. So a little bit of background about myself. Additionally, to my mind, valuable textual data and multimedia data is available in huge, enormous quantities today. And it's much more so than the structured business data within companies in the corporate databases. So this data has become much more valuable. And then processing this data and determining what is false from accurate is the biggest challenge. And of course, cybersecurity on top of that is even a bigger challenge.
Mm,
So, but all of this requires a greater emphasis on reducing bias in our data and then improving accuracy and timeliness of reliable data. And for these kinds of focuses and for the publications that I've done, I've been recognized by IFIP, the International Federation of Information Processors, as one of their 60 faces to be recognized in their 60th anniversary. So that was a great honor. And but I'm really happy to be working with TDWI on our new certifications and some of these that we've been running for almost 20 years now.
hmm No, and it's a great place for us to jump on from. But for all the audience members, you can see why we have Kewal on today. He's got a lot of experience in the area, so we're very happy that he's working with us at TDWI. So let me jump in here because I know that we have a couple different certifications that we offer for folks. So can you tell us about the three different certifications offered in partnership with TDWI?
Oh, for sure. Our first one I'll mention, and I'll do it alphabetically. AICP, Artificial Intelligence Certified Professional, is a new credential. It's been around now for 3 years out of ICCP and TWI. It's one that is changing rapidly, so we constantly have to keep this credential up to date. And of course, we use all the AI tools to help us do that. So that's kind of the cool thing about it, is we are staying up to date and we're using tools to help us to keep it up to date. It's a very popular certification. It's so broad and so difficult in some ways, but at the same time, it's easy because so many people are now engaged. The people that have been engaged in AI now for a few years really are been doing very well on the exams. So what we run is a master class in for people that have some experience. We run a master class for training them to go and prepare for the exam, reinforce knowledge, and then go take the exam itself. So that's our initial one. The one that TDWI has had now for 20 plus years is CBIP, Certified Business Intelligence Professional, and it is the largest held credential in the world. It's been out the longest. It's been very, very popular. And because every business person and every technical person that's in the workplace today needs to have intelligence about the data that's going on in the company, outside the company, and the market conditions that are changing. So it's a really, really wonderful certification. We've simplified the procedure. We now have only one exam. Also for the AICP, it's just one exam. They're 90 minutes long, and they have 110 questions. So we really do test extensively throughout the whole area, subject areas. And the BI professional is a really, really good one to hold,
Hmm.
and it does give you a lot of credibility in the marketplace. We used to have three exams, and now we've consolidated all three exams into one exam, and so it makes it much more interesting and efficient. And people want to get things done over and done with much more quickly.
Hmm.
The other one that we have is the Data Governance Certified Professional. And that one is very, very important for every organization. So I just came back from looking at spatial data and satellite data from a satellite company in China, the Elon Musk of China that I met. And they're looking for ways to analyze that data. And I said, well, maybe you need to figure out how you want to govern that data first and then organize it properly, and then have the right people looking after it, and where you store it, how do you protect it, and what data do you actually need to keep? Because you don't need to keep every single bit of data that you
Hmm.
have. But of course, he's got a massive data center as well, so they can they can keep as much data as they want.
Right, right.
The big push these days. But data governance is very important. I spoke to him about AI-driven data governance within that process, and we have that as part of the exam as well. And then, of course, in the future, we'll probably have AI governance certification. So we'll look at that down the road here.
Terrific. Yeah, and just a recap. So CBIP, DGCP, and AICP, all the different acronyms for those various courses just mentioned by Kewal. I'll put more information in the description of the episode for folks that are interested in learning more. But so I think you did a great job of giving us an overview of those three. But maybe from a broader perspective, how valuable is a professional certification like this, for someone's, work that they're doing if they're trying to advance in their career?
Oh, for sure. Great question. So, literally, if we look at all the credentials that are out there in the world, there's obviously the vendor credentials. Do I know how to run my Oracle database? Do I know how to run my, PL SQL database with IBM in the mainframe or whatever? It's COBOL, there's COBOL education and certification. But if, those are very, very, very specific, very focused in some older technologies, right? And so today, you need to have credentials that allow you to be mobile between different technologies. So what ICCP prides itself on, along with TDWI, is teaching you really stringent industry fundamentals that make sure that you are flexible enough to go across different industries. So the value of professional certifications over vendor certifications is the flexibility that you get out of it, plus the recognition. Now, a certificate or a diploma or a degree, they become dated. The half-life of a degree now is shooting down like crazy. It used to be like 5 years, or now it's like 3 years. Now it's like 2 years. Maybe it's 1 year. I don't know. You have to stay up to date so much.
Right.
So part of the professional certification program is that the exams stay up to date, the study materials stay up to date. TDWI has always got great, great instructors, and they're always constantly keeping the material up to date. And that allows us to stay up to date as well with the
Mhm.
credentials.
Oh,
So
that's good.
professional certification is better. It makes a person more flexible, and it will generate additional promotion opportunities for you. We also require you to stay up to date. So just because you took the exam and passed it doesn't mean to say that's the end of it. You need about 40 hours per year over 3 years, 120 hours of continuing professional education. Now, there are many ways of doing that. You can study on your own. You can write some new training materials. You can write a new application. There are many ways that you can add hours to that professional continuing education. You can learn a new language. You can code with AI now versus having to code everything yourself. So there are lots of things that you can do to gain that professional education, and you can document it with us. ICCP holds your continuing, all your hours, all the courses you took. You can have that record printed off for you at any time. So once you are certified by TDWI and ICCP, we have this long-term commitment to hold your records and data forever. And we secure them.
Oh, good. Yeah.
They're
Very
not
good.
available to everybody out
That's
there.
really funny. Yeah. Very good
They're
point at the
ava-
end.
they're available to you, and you decide who you want to distribute them to.
Perfect.
We have
Perfect.
very, very good data management processes around it and data governance around it.
As you might expect from that source. So that's very good. No, but I think you're right because I think it's important to differentiate between something that's just, a quote unquote a certificate that you might get for attending one online class somewhere. This
Or
is very much
Coursera,
more
yeah.
right.
Look at Coursera. Look at Udemy. I mean, they're great. I'm not putting them down. They're great.
Mm,
But you need to. I mean, we've been around since 1973. Uh, we're managed by the larger professional associations like ACM. We were founded by ACM and IEEE and KIPS, the Canadian Information Processing Society,
mhm,
and Data Processing Management Association. So these were very, very large international and national standards organizations. And so we have to conform to that board of directors and the reputation of those organizations. So we can't just be fly of the night, private school, private credential stuff. We have to be very, very careful with what we do. And
mhm.
then we have to be legally defensible that we tested everybody on the same test. You can't have one person coming around saying, "Hey, oh, I didn't get the hard, I got the harder test
Right.
and you get the easier test."
Well, let me crack down a little bit further here. I know you gave us like a nice overview, but can you maybe pick one of the three certifications that we're in partnership with and take us through the process to attain one of those certifications, please?
Sure. I mean, the normal process would be, okay, there are many different, okay, we know that there are many different types of people out there, right? Some who like to study on their own, some who want to study in a group, some who have a lot of experience, some who have less.
Mm,
And so with this variety, there are many options available. So right now you can take an online course, and TW has a lot of online study materials. So those are available. You could it's self-study, as I said, some people like self-study. But most people prefer the comfort of face-to-face education. And this is what the TDWI conferences do. So if you have experience and you feel you're not really 100% sure, but you want to find out a little bit more and you want to see how well you do, then you come to TDWI conference, you come to the master class on that subject area, be it BI or AI or data governance. And once you go through that class and you look over the study questions and the outline itself, and then by the end of it, you've got a pretty good idea. Do I know my stuff? Has the instructor explained things and did I understand them? And when I ask questions, did I ask good questions? Did I get my right responses? Was I on right track? And so at the end of that master class, we always run the exam. And the exam, I mean, not on the same day, but we'll run it towards the end. But maybe, yeah, we have separate exam sessions. So those exam sessions give you a chance to benchmark your skills right away. Because it's a computer-based test, and you get this performance profile, a detailed performance profile, 18, 20, 30, 50 items that'll come out and show you, oh, I know this stuff. That's great. I got 4 out of 5, or I got 5 out of 5. But if you got 2 out of 5, maybe you need to do a little more practice study in that area. Or maybe the interpretation of the questions is where you need to figure out how do I interpret these questions properly. Because
mm,
sometimes the questions will give you two almost correct answers in an option, but one will always be applicable in every situation, and one is only applicable occasionally. Or you may, here's the problem when you're studying for exams. You tend to attribute something to make it right because you like the answer. You chose an answer, you loved it. You said, "All right, how do I make this right?"
of
And then you
course.
attribute something to the question
That's good.
instead of just reading the question.
Mm.
So that's
That-
one of the things that we go through in the master class. We go through a lot of those little trip up kind of situations that you want to be really careful of.
no, that's important. Well, and then I have just one final question for you here, and I think, the answer is probably yes, but I'll let you answer it first.
Sure.
It would make sense for someone to look at, for instance, all three of these certifications that we're partnered with and say, I want all three of them. How realistic is that? Do you see people doing that? Or is it something where you do kind of want to pick just maybe one track? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so let's say that you go and do your CBIP and you want that BI professional credential, you want to be in the business analytics and the BI space, and that's your company. But now you're seeing everybody moving towards AI. Go, well, maybe I should, maybe future-proof myself. That's really the key, right? How
Totally.
do I future-proof myself? Make sure I'm not one of the people that gets laid off. And that's when you say, okay, maybe I should take the AI or try it out, take the artificial intelligence certified professional exam. But you need to have read up a lot around it. You need to have worked with it a little bit. You can't just walk in and expect to, get through it. But there are some very good exam takers that do that. So, I mean, we have brilliant people in our industry. They're
Hmm.
very, very bright, and they tend to stay up to date. And especially if they're coming to the TDWI conference, they're the cream of the cream. So they're bound to be pretty sharp. And
Hmm.
so my expectation for attendees is that they're going to be able to take two credentials easily. Now, if you're a data management person and the data governance group is getting a lot more attention in your company, then you say, okay, maybe I should move into data governance. Or you're a data governance person and you're getting more detailed into technical stuff. Then you move, instead of being a data steward or just a data or a data governance person, you then start looking at maybe moving into the CBIP's area. Because, after all decisions that are made in companies, there are three types of decisions. There's the operational decision that's on the floor where you've got to figure out where's my stock? Where do I get things produced? How do I bring stuff in? Where's that operational decision? And where is the data related to the products that I need to do or the services, right? If I'm services industry, where are all my people and how do I transport these people and where do I get them? You need some operational decision metrics that give you quick decision making capability on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute basis. Then there's the tactical decisions. Where's the best place for me to move things so that it's cheaper for me to get things done? Or how do I begin to speed up my company? That's in some ways, a tactical decision. How do I speed up my process? How do I improve my workflow? And then the strategic one is, well, what new markets should I enter? What new products should I develop? So these are mainly the three types of decisions that all business analytics is around.
Hmm.
And AI can help, data governance can help make sure you manage the data right and it's high quality and kept in the right places. So really, when you're looking at do I want to be in governance? Do I want to be in actual data management or in business analytics? Or do I want to be, a data scientist doing all kinds of research into predictive analytics? Where's the next market opportunity? That's more, giving data to a strategic level person.
Yeah.
So there's many, many roles. Like there's so many hybrid roles these days.
Yeah.
There used to be a database manager. It used to be a data analyst, and now it's like a business analyst, right? Or a systems analyst. They were the four roles,
Hmm. That's right.
right?
Yeah.
And now there's like, I want to be a data center, a person. I want to be looking at capacity planning. I want to be in cybersecurity of my data. How do I secure personal information away from operational information? Personal PII, personal information protection. So there's so many roles, and government regulations are changing every day around data protection. So there are many, many, many emerging roles
Absolutely.
in the AI data and data governance space.
Well, I think you wrapped that up beautifully for me. And for folks, as I mentioned, I will put more information in the description so you can find out more about these three certifications that we offer, and more information about TDWI Orlando coming up November 16th through the 21st. Kewal, before I let you go, if someone listens to this and is interested in reaching out to you, asking a question or anything like that, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, they can get me on LinkedIn at any time. So my LinkedIn profile is there. And then also through my email, kewald@iccp.org, Kewald @iccp.org. And even just going to the iccp.org and throwing in a message through the website, that will eventually get to me if you need to get a hold of me. So many different ways. If you forget the name, just remember iccp.org and tdwi.org, and that will get you to both of us directly. And it's been a great partnership since 2003, really. This has been wonderful.
Incredible. Yeah, we're very happy to continue to offer that partnership with ICCP. And again, Kewal, thank you so much for your time. It was an absolute pleasure talking with you today. But thanks again, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.
To subscribe to the Speaking of Data podcast, or to learn more about TDWI's research and training on all things data management and analytics, visit tdwi.org or click the link in the description below. Thanks for tuning in.